for Saturday, but we'll talk later.
Hey, dreamers, we're going to talk later.
Yes.
How's it going with everyone this evening? I'm
Hello.
waiting for a response. Hey, dreamers.
Hello.
Hello. Is anybody out there?
Hello.
Okay, so we are here tonight to have a little conversation about mindfulness and presence. And Kim and I both were just chit-chatting about that. We thinking mindfulness is separate than everything else. I think that's a misconception that mindfulness is in itself something and presence is in itself something. Hi, Vicky.
I knew she was going to come on and say hi.
Well, we are live tonight actually on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Jenni finally figured things out today.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. After many, many posts and many, many deleting of the posts and editing of posts, I finally got it all to work. So here we are on Facebook and on YouTube.
You're getting pretty good at this stuff.
Yeah, well, those are only moments. It's not all day that I'm good at it. It's like one moment that says, try this, and it works. So,
Well, I have an alert on my phone, like, for when you go live or whatever, and your own stuff that I want to watch. And so my phone was like, ting, ting, ting all day. Because
and all of it was wrong.
you were posting stuff. And then my messages, I was like, oh my goodness, there's like four, I think.
Well, it's funny because we're going live tonight with this conversation about mindfulness and presence. And tomorrow we're going live for an evening of messages. So those two kept getting mixed up.
Yeah,
between YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're not wrong. We're here to talk about mindfulness.
No,
and
yeah.
The fact that it's not a thing all in itself. It is, I believe, so this is not everyone's belief, that it's intertwined and part of everything. Like, I know it's something we think about and we think that we have to be doing. Like, oh, I'm not being mindful. Oh, I'm going to go for a mindfulness walk or do a mindfulness meditation. I think that is great. Absolutely, if you can do those things. But I think it's a part of us and that we need to recognize it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's on a daily basis, a moment-to-moment basis. We're choosing to be mindful.
Yeah, it's always
present.
There. It's always a part of us, right? It's like a limit. Wherever we go, it comes with us.
Yes.
It's just how we use it.
Right.
Right. And how we're aware or acknowledge it as well. Right. in our daily life. That's where I think a lot of people have it, but sometimes we don't pay attention.
Well, we don't know it. We can be mindful in a lot of ways, right?
Hey, Wanda.
How do we talk to children? Oh, hi, Wanda.
It's been a while.
How we treat others, and we can actually think about, we stop and say, oh, I can't speak to a child that way. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I should rephrase that. That's being mindful. So it's not really a separate thing in itself then. Being mindful is part of who we are.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that one.
Yep. And what if it's been the fuel all along for who we are today? Mm-hmm. Right? Like when we look back at moments in our life or pivotal moments or situations that we feel like has shaped who we are, or we are who we are because of these things or these experiences.
Right.
Right? I feel like most of us mindfully use those experiences and pivotal moments, and proudly we use them. Yeah, because of this is who I am.
Right.
But what if we set that aside for a moment? Right? And we consider that those moments and the fuel, they might just be keeping us from being who we really are and being overall mindful. Right? So I know someone, for example, who's very mindful how they speak to their daughter, but they're not mindful at all how they eat breakfast or dinner or lunch, right? They just gobble through their food quickly. So are we sabotaging ourselves by picking and choosing those mindful moments? Because you're being present when you're at all times. You're present right in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to giggle for a second.
Well, because we all know someone like that, right? Choose with their mouth open or whatever.
And we're not perfect. We have little things that other people are like, like,
I
you know, what are
mindfully
you
say,
doing?
can you mindfully be eating right now? I will mindfully take a moment and say, you know, that's not cool. You shouldn't be doing that. That's
Yeah.
annoying me. But I think of those things and just how maybe have we taken a moment in the past and thought about, yes, that's made me who I am today.
Mhm.
And I'm amazing and awesome. And I've gone through all these experiences and great, that's great. But what if you're using that fuel also to be present in this moment and to not move forward, or only to move forward with the memory and the momentum from the past?
Right.
So you
Yeah,
are being mindful.
absolutely. Wow.
Oh, I know. I had to think about that, how to say it in a way that someone could understand it.
Right. Right. So how do you use like mindfulness in meditation and yoga since you're a yoga instructor?
Okay, so mindfulness is in yoga now. When we're taught, is a
Mm-hmm.
little bit different, right? How I approach mindfulness in yoga is, where is my body at right now? Where's my mind at right now? Where's my soul at right now? Can I actually sit on the yoga mat? And if you're tapping into your physical part, yeah, I feel flexible today, I can get down there. Or no, 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 I hurt my hip, I can't get down there. Well, that's also mindfulness. You
Mm-hmm.
could actually be mindful and say, I'd love to do some yoga, but can I use a chair instead today? I can't
Mm-hmm.
make it to the floor. So I encourage people to, it's your yoga. If you can't
Right.
get on the floor, that's great. But be present in that moment when you're admitting that you can't get on the floor. And it's not because you hurt your hip.
Mm-hmm.
Hurting your hip is in the past.
Yes.
You're just taking the experience of hurting the hip
Yes.
to stop you or sabotage yourself from doing the next step. And I only use that hip thing. It wasn't meant to be directed at you.
Jenny's giving me crap. I hurt my hip in December or something, and Jenny's giving me crap about
Well,
it.
it's been kind of like, it's not that just your experience, right?
Yeah.
About that. It's been my own too, right? Like
Yeah.
I overextended a hip one time and I threw it out. So I couldn't actually do a pose for a couple weeks because it hurt
Right.
to do that pose.
Right.
Well, each time I attempted to do the pose, I mindfully did it in that moment, not from the experience of hurting the hip,
Right.
my own hip
Right.
a couple weeks prior. So I was
Yeah.
just meeting myself in that moment thinking, okay, I can only go this far this time, but wow,
Right.
look how far I got this
And you're
time. That
being mindful of your body, of your physical body.
if your physical body,
Yes.
yes. And then
Yes.
you're being mindful of the thought
Yes.
around your physical body, around the
Hmm.
emotion and the
Right.
experience itself. So I didn't allow that moment of me overextending, hurting myself to
Yeah.
stop me from being in a yoga pose. I
Right.
just I let it
Well,
actually not fuel me, right?
right. And I like doing yoga with you too, because when you're teaching us or when you're instructing us in a yoga class, you actually make us like, because sometimes, our minds wander and we're thinking about
Oh,
groceries and
definitely.
whatever, right? And I've noticed, like, doing classes with you, that you actually, I don't know if you can tell when people are starting to
Wander and I say breathe
wander,
in.
and then you bring it right back to the breath, and then
Yeah.
that's a big part of mindfulness, is like using your breath. So like if
Yes.
you get distracted and you're off your topic or you're off whatever you're dealing with, that your breath,
Bring it back to your breath.
if you listen to your breath, you can bring it right back.
Yes,
And
and
then
yoga is breathing.
yes.
Yoga is mindfulness. Yoga is
Mhm.
a lot of things for a lot of people. But it just made me think, like, all these little tiny experiences have been happening.
Mhm.
And then I had a conversation with another team member recently, and she was just saying how someone she knew just kept taking moments from her past and saying, I'm not that way. I'm going to prove myself. Right. And I'm like, well, that's unfortunate that she used an
Hmm.
experience that someone didn't include her because she wasn't a certain way and saying, well, that's too bad. I am this way and I'm going to prove it. Why do we have to prove anything?
No.
Why are
No.
we letting those moments so far from our past
Mhm.
affect us now and keeping us in this little box, being
Right.
very restricted so we can't expand and we
Right.
can't grow and we have all these expectations on everything. So we're really not present then either. Sure,
Right.
people will say, yes, I'm breathing. Yes, I'm present. I'm paying attention. Meanwhile, you're fueled by something way behind you.
Right. And that's
How?
what I was gonna say about memories, when we,
Yes.
as a grown woman and you think back to, like, for me, I always, wanted to go to college, and I wanted to, be like a probation officer. I had this whole thing when I was, in high school, and that's what I wanted to do.
That's pretty awesome, Kim.
It is, but my father actually
Mhm.
told me that because I was a woman, that women don't do that job.
Oh, okay.
So that's something that has always stuck with me, and I have to release that because I know that I am capable of doing whatever I put my mind to,
Absolutely.
right? But
Right.
that memory, it still comes back and is like at the back of my brain, or what, you know what I mean? And
And
it's
affects us in so many ways.
yeah, yeah.
And
So
it kept leading me back to mindfulness and
yeah,
presence.
absolutely. Yeah. So I just, it that bugged me for many, many years. Like, it doesn't bother me anymore. It's like whatever,
Yeah, because
that's old
they
school.
didn't know, right? They gave us the
No.
information
No.
that they had at the time, and
Mm-mm.
maybe that timeline women didn't do that.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean 20 years from you being 2 or 3 when you said that
Yeah.
women wouldn't be doing that in the future.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
So
We
it's
allow those pivotal moments like that to stop us.
oh yeah, and it did. It
Yeah.
did because I mean I was like, I think in my 40, like maybe 40 or something, when I went to college. I
Wow.
I wanted to go to college. Like, I wanted to do something. So that's when I went for PSW. But you
Okay.
know, yeah, so it's like, how you just talked about, well, I gotta prove
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah.
doing, and that's wrong.
It is. And it's wrong in some ways, but it's
Yeah,
also like reverse psychology in other ways to
yeah,
motivate people and all kinds of things. Not saying any of that stuff is bad. I'm
yes.
just saying, what if we just stopped for a moment and
Mhm.
thought about what if mindfulness is in every moment of the day and not just something that we are actually doing? What if
Yeah.
mindfulness is not about mindfully eating and mindfully walking? What if it's in everything we say and do?
Well, it
And
has to be.
it has to be because you're choosing to say and do certain things for a reason. So
Mhm.
you are being mindful at all times. It's just, what are you choosing to be mindful about?
Right.
Do you want to be mindful while you're walking or mindful while you're driving? Some people can live in that state of peace of mind all the time. That brings you back to presence. Are
Yeah.
you being present with yourself? And
Mhm.
your overall presence, is it in the present moment? Is it
Yes.
in mindfulness? And we've all seen people that are like that. They're just peace and calm no matter what when you're around them, right? And it feels good to be around them. Probably because they're being mindful of every single thing
Everything. Yep.
and being mindful that they're being mindful, right?
Yes.
There's depth to all of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, just watching, when you're having a conversation with somebody, being mindful of what you're saying, right?
exactly. Using the
Because
right words.
right,
Yeah.
using the right words, because people can get offended, some easier than others. But
Yes.
we have to be mindful of our words. Back to, like, you talking about how parents talk to their children. Like,
Right.
think about, like, a long time ago when we were little. Oh my goodness, the crap that our parents yelled at us, and all this
Yes.
stuff. And I'm hoping now that people are, and I know they are, they're realizing that it's all about being in that moment. And what you're saying, it does, I don't want to say interfere, but it does mark you until
Yeah.
you realize that you have to release it.
If you ever realize it, like
Right.
some of it is so intertwined with so many other things
Yeah.
that you may never be able to get that out of the barbed wire, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like it's just right in there into our core and we can't release it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of work to release it. I think mindfulness is the first step to any of that stuff.
Right.
Just having the understanding of it, having the understanding of what mindfulness even is. I'm not saying that the definition is wrong. I was just saying that maybe we just take a moment and reconsider what your definition is.
Yeah.
I've reconsidered this for like a week now. Like this topic came up a little while ago and I kept, revisiting it with myself. And then when it came to me in a meditation that we had to do this would be a topic of our conversation, I
Mm-hmm.
was really surprised at the angle that I wanted to take it, because I've had conversations about mindfulness before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a gentle approach of like, maybe we should be journaling, maybe we should be walking, maybe we should be doing this, and a little more self-care and a little more noticing of that breath. All of that is great. All of that should happen. But
Yeah.
right in our daily life is where it happens mostly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I just wrote a little note here. Like mindful people, they don't hitch onto the emotion in the moment. Does that make sense,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it
Like
does.
you don't go with that. You just like, okay, whatever, it's
Yeah.
gone.
Yes.
They pay attention to their thought. All that, like they're always paying attention to
Mm-hmm.
their thought. It's almost like you're a couple steps ahead of your
Of
voice,
yourself.
right?
Yes.
You're seeing that.
Yep.
They'll ask you questions, like they are interested in you.
They're engaging,
They're
right?
engaging, like they'll come right at you and ask you, a question and see how you're doing and how's your kids
Yeah.
and how's
Yeah.
dad and all that.
It might sound like they're being an investigator,
Yeah,
right? Or they're interrogating you, but they're
yeah,
paying attention to you. They're
yeah.
in the moment with you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're okay with not being perfect,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are.
right?
Because nobody's perfect.
I was gonna have my PJs on the bottom, and I'm like, ooh,
I,
it's like we just put a nice shirt on for these
I
things,
do. I have my pajamas on right now.
right?
I want to be comfortable.
Yeah,
I'll own that. I'll own that.
yeah. I did a class on the weekend, and there was one person in a house coat.
Oh, that's adorable.
Um,
Were you in a class with Vicky?
no, yeah, no. I miss being her in her house coat. And then self care. They take care
Yes,
of themselves.
they really do.
And,
And that
yeah.
means in all aspects. That would be you. Yes, it is you.
Right
Yeah,
up her neck.
because self-care is not just getting treatments done,
Yeah,
right? Self-care is a lot more than that.
absolutely. I
Yes.
was reading about self care today because that's one of my things I'm working on this year is self care
Okay.
and getting deeper and just listening to myself, listening to my body. It's been a rough year.
Right.
Last year was rough for me and health wise,
Hmm.
and so I'm trying to take care of stuff and being in that moment and figuring out what I need in that moment. And I
Right.
find that I'm using my voice more. I'm actually talking and saying what I think and not worrying about what other people
Right.
say. So that's
Well,
a big thing
if
for
you
me.
if you are speaking from your
Yeah.
heart speak, you
Hmm.
can't go wrong with that. So
Right.
using
Mhm.
your voice is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And so what else are you doing for your
Um,
self-care? Like anything specific?
well, I took a month off.
Yes. That's a
um,
good way to start the year.
that was a great, like, that was very hard for me to plan,
Hmm.
because I wanted, like, I was going, and I didn't want it to stop, but I knew I had to. Like,
Right.
I listened to myself. I went into meditation, into a mindful meditation, which
Oh.
is it's practice, right? So
Hmm.
meditation is a practice, and mindfulness is a quality. So you can go in and you just I just went in and asked, and I
Hmm.
learned through different modalities now how to um, talk to my guides better and how to go to my helping
Right.
spirits better
And really hear the message, not
and
just
hear it.
assume there's a message or
You're right.
deciphering or interpreting. You're actually hearing
Yeah,
the message now.
yeah.
Yes.
And I'm taking more time for me, and I'm not being hard on myself, and I'm living life. Life
Now,
is
see, that
great.
was very mindful that you attempted that and very mindful how you just said it.
Yeah.
Right now, so you could take that into every single aspect of your day and
Hmm.
every approach and every conversation and every situation. Now,
Right.
it sounds like a lot of work, and it sounds like to some people it might sound whatever, that's not real. We can't really do that. We're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
We're
And
making
it's
conscious choices to drive
yeah.
certain ways, to buy certain things, to go certain places. Those are mindfulness moments.
Hmm.
We're just we're just thinking that mindfulness is something that it really isn't.
Right. Do you think like we're putting too much behind it? It's just something that
Hmm.
we have, and everybody
Yes.
seems to be putting so much pressure on being. We're talking about being in the moment, but you
Hmm.
have it. It's inside of you. You just have
Yes.
to use it,
Yes. Yes, you
right?
just have to use it. It's a quality, like you said.
Yeah.
We all have that quality, and we just have to be mindful of our qualities,
Yeah.
right? Our
Absolutely.
strengths and our weaknesses. They're right there in front of us every day. From choosing to have tea over coffee or water over juice. Those
Hmm.
are all mindful moment decisions.
Yep.
And if you can do that, then you can do other things mindfully. Like I don't think that people give themselves enough credit. Like,
No.
oh, I can't do meditation because my mind goes like crazy. I think too much. Well, you can choose not to think too much too.
Hmm.
You can choose to say, I can do meditation.
Yeah. Be
That's a
positive.
choice.
Believe what you say, and
Yes.
go into a meditation.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
and meditate and the like mindful for me because I do suffer with anxiety and stuff, and I've been open about that, so I don't have a problem talking about it. So mindfulness will actually help me deal with the emotion that I have.
Right.
So I'm being in that moment, and okay, so I'm feeling fear, so I have to go in and figure out why I'm feeling fear. I have to know to get rid of it, right?
Right.
So
Yes.
you can go in, and it just allows you to again acknowledge what is going on right now in your life. What is happening that is making you worry or fear or whatever your
Right.
feelings are. It works. You have to do it. I'm telling you, it works.
And it's not as much work as people think.
Mm-mm.
Right? You can hear people talk about their day, and it was a frustrating day, it was a great day, or this happened or that happened. They're frustrated, they're angry, whatever. All of those things you've chosen to be, and you drug it all home with you.
Hmm.
Mindfully, you grabbed a hold of it and brought it with you home, and then you're
Right.
mindfully dumping it out of yourself onto someone else.
Yes.
Because
Yep.
you can actually mindfully choose not to. You can actually leave that moment right where it was.
Hmm.
Someone really annoyed you over garbage. Leave the annoyance at the garbage can where it needs to be.
Yep. Throw it
Right? You
out
can
in the
yeah,
bag.
you can mindfully say, okay, and detach from that so it doesn't create
Hmm.
an emotion in you and it doesn't fuel your present moment.
Hmm.
Because that's what I've been finding is interacting with people is something fueled them to come to see me or come to need this or come to need that treatment or this or that. And then they're in it and they're still talking about why they're in it.
Hmm.
Right? So they've just drug all that stuff with them. You don't
Hmm.
really need to do that. In the
No.
moment, you could say, wow, that angered me. I'm going to book a Reiki treatment to, relieve some negativity from my body and restore with positivity. You still don't have to bring that with you. You can
Right.
come to the treatment and say, I'm here. I'm
Yep.
here today. And
Yep.
whatever comes up in that day, that treatment or that session, it gets released.
Hmm.
And probably you're not going to create a whole bunch of crap around that moment that fueled you to come for the treatment.
Right. Yep.
Or even in this sense, after you've had such a great Reiki treatment or great higher dimensional or whatever, before you leave, can I book another one? Right. So
Hmm.
now you're fueling the next treatment from this one.
Right.
And I
Yep.
don't like to discourage people booking before they leave or whatever, because that's self care, right?
Yes. They're
That's
in that moment where they
right,
know
they're in the
that this
moment,
action
this
works.
feels great, but I still encourage you to, sit with it. Sure, you can book the treatment, you can book the session, but still sit with it.
Yes.
And if you're finding by the time that date comes around, you're not needing it just yet, reschedule it. Don't
Hmm.
have an
But
expectation,
reschedule it.
but reschedule, because self-care is important. And
Hmm.
we've said this before, we've had actual conversations about that, like self care and what self care is and why you should do it. I'm not
Hmm.
discouraging self care and I'm not discouraging planned self care. I'm
Hmm.
discouraging you from fueling your self care by the
Fueling it.
previous self
Yes.
care.
Yeah.
I hopefully that isn't a tongue twister, but
No, it makes sense. Yeah,
yeah.
you have to release.
Well, because in order to grow, you shouldn't have an expectation.
Yes. No
Mhm.
judgment.
No
Can't be
judgment.
judgy. Can't
So
be
I feel
judgy.
fantastic. I up leveled and I released this and released that. Can't
Mhm.
wait to see what I'm going to do in the next one.
Mhm.
Now you've put an expectation on the self care and the mindfulness that you just did.
Right.
It is so, the human brain and how we operate blows my mind sometimes.
Right.
Like I'm guilty of doing that myself. Like
Mhm.
having such an amazing experience. I can't wait to see what happens the next time around. Oh, hi Marty. Hi Lori.
Hey.
You're
Right.
late, but that's okay because this is recorded so you can rewatch this on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. I'm so happy to say that it is connected. I know I don't have a lot of views on the YouTube channel yet, but there is a platform of, and there's people that would prefer YouTube over Facebook. So now we're on both. So
Good.
pick your platform. There we are chatting.
So if you're on YouTube, can people make comments?
Yes, absolutely they can because it's connected to this streaming platform, both of them. All the comments from YouTube and from Facebook come right to here. So if someone comments from Facebook, the Facebook icon will show up for me.
Okay. Okay,
And
good.
then if the YouTube one comes up, then the YouTube will pop
Hmm.
in. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's a little exciting. And as you can see, I learned a lot today because we have a little bit of ticker tape down at the bottom telling you what we're going live
I
about.
feel like I was telling Jenny, I feel like we're on CNN, like you're going to see like a storm's coming
This is live from Harrow.
from big old arrow.
It could get big. It could get big.
It's cute. It's a cute town.
Yes.
Or is it a
So
village?
that's my spiel on mindfulness and presence.
Yeah.
Because I believe mindfulness in the present moment create our presence.
Hmm. You have to
And
be patient with yourself too
yes.
when you're doing this. You have to trust yourself. You have to accept yourself, and you have to be ready to let go.
Yes. I'm ready to be just with
It seems like
yourself.
everything we do is like we're always letting go. We're always releasing, right? Because
Yes.
it's like, you take something out, but you have to replace it with something or else you'll have a hole.
Or that hole gets filled with something else that we have to
With crap.
release.
Yeah, that's what happens. Like when
Yes.
we do higher dimensional, we pull and then but we have to fill. So we pull
Yes.
out crap, but we have to fill it back with like, love
Hmm.
or light or
We
whatever.
also do that with SRT. Once we
Right.
release things and we're doing releasing statements and clearing blocks, we
Hmm.
always replenish and restore. Always.
Yeah.
Also with Reiki, right?
Yes.
We remove the positivity and we or
Hmm.
negativity and we bring in the positivity. So
Yeah.
with any modality, any type of
Hmm.
healing treatment, we're restoring.
Yeah.
So being mindful of what you're restoring with. So if you're going along in your day and you're actually going to be mindful about how you're eating or how you're driving or how you're speaking to your animals, your kids, your spouse.
Hmm.
When you release something, what are you going to replace it with? Something
Right.
kind and compassionate and loving
Hmm.
rather than something sassy and sarcastic and see, yeah, see, I work on that all the time because I am always sassy and sarcastic, right? That is constant. But I am saying it with love.
It's your hair. It makes you sassy.
It's my hair. I know.
It's your hair. Ever since you start chopping it, you're sassafras.
Yeah, exactly. You know that old energy? I've released it and I've replenished with sass. Mindfully. I did that mindfully too.
My ears won't stop ringing.
Oh, well, that's interesting you say that
Mm.
because my own frequency is so high the last couple of days. It's in my ears and I can't hear certain things because it's just so loud.
Well, yeah. It's for me right now. Like the last couple of weeks, it's my left side, so I know that that's spirit because of
Okay.
how I interact
Yep.
with them. So I know I'm like I get it. Like you're around me, I'm back, and I know that you want to talk, but it hurts. It actually hurts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put your hand on there and tap it.
Well, I
So
asked them. I just keep saying, "Can you bring down the level?
turn
Can
it
you bring
down.
down
Yeah.
the tone? Like
Yeah.
because it's like way
So
loud."
Diana has some mindfulness training, which is fantastic, and she likes that we're speaking about this topic. I hope that you joined us right away, Diana, so you could see where the conversation has unfolded. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even know where to go with it now. She
So
stumped me, right? She's like, "Oh,
no, so you do my like you
I do
practice
mindfulness sessions."
right, and you
Yes.
do the meditations, and you do the mindfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did miss
You
the
missed the
beginning.
beginning. Oh, please
So
watch it from the
yeah, you'll
beginning
have
when
to
we're
go back.
done, and let us know what you think of it.
Yeah,
And we were just saying how mindfulness is in everything. It's overall, it's not something separate.
right.
Mindfulness is not a way of being. Kim expressed that it was a quality, and I believe that is in every action that we do throughout the day, every
Yeah.
thought, every emotion. So when I do my mindfulness sessions with people, I'm sitting with them and they're talking to me first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you here? Why do you think mindfulness is something separate? And
Mm-hmm.
then they have homework. They leave with 5 journals, and they don't understand why they're leaving with journals, and then I have to explain to them that while you're listening to music, you have mindfully chosen what to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
While you're driving, you've mindfully chosen where you're driving to and how you're going to get there. It's
Mm-hmm.
in the everyday moments. It's not just taking a walk.
No, it's a part of you. That
Yes,
it's
it's
just a part of you.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Just set the preconceived notion of what you think mindfulness is aside
Yep.
and sit with yourself.
Right.
Yes.
So how would you, okay, so for people that that want to go into a mindfulness meditation,
Hmm.
what would you, okay, so say someone's having a really hard time with meditation, they're just not staying in the moment. What would you suggest to them?
I would suggest that they put their phone away, get rid of all distractions, and just sit with themselves for 5 minutes. Because I think that there's an expectation around meditation
Mm-hmm.
that you're going in, you're going quiet, you're sitting on the top of a mountain with your eyes closed in a yoga pose like a monk. That's not always what meditation is or
Mm-mm.
mindfulness is. So if they can't do that, then I encourage them to do walking meditations. I actually just say, go out and walk and just listen to the sounds around you, listen to
Mm-hmm.
your feet hitting the ground, hum or whistle. That is in itself a meditation because
Right.
meditation is a practice. So be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of your whistling. How loud are you going? Are you whistling a song? Or are you
Yeah.
just whistling? Are
Yeah.
you humming? Are you humming a tune?
Are the
Right?
birds singing back at you?
Yes, exactly. So,
Right?
or a music meditation that you dance, right?
Yes.
So, a chant. So,
Yes.
sometimes when you can't get your mind to stop or you can't do a regular type of silent meditation,
Mhm.
chant, right? Put on some drumming and really get involved in the sound instead.
Right.
So that would be
Yeah.
my suggestion.
Yeah, I daydream. I don't do the whole laying down and covering my eyes and all
Oh,
that stuff. You know, that's just me.
yes.
That's
Right.
not for me, right? Because when
Right.
I'm like, it's like going to bed at night. I'm all over the place, right? And thinking about everything.
Right.
So I daydream, and
Okay.
I'm in that moment. I'm like staring out the window or whatever I'm doing, but I'm there. I'm
You're
paying
still
attention.
there. Yeah.
I'm still there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm there, and I can see the birds, and I'm paying attention to the
Yeah.
trees, the leaves, all of it. I'm
Well,
just
that's just it. That's what you're doing in meditation.
yeah.
You're not going into meditation to drown everything out.
No.
You're supposed to be hearing those sounds
Yeah.
and feeling the whatever you're sitting on or standing or laying
Hmm.
on. It's actually paying attention to where you're at.
Hmm.
What's happening? Where's
Yep.
my breath at? Am I cold? Am I comfortable? That's
Yep.
meditation. Meditation is just moments.
Right. But everybody has this idea, and I get many messages about this. Like, I can't meditate. I can't. Stop putting so much pressure on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Just be there. That's all you
Just
have to
be.
do. Just
Yeah.
be.
Just breathe. Breathing itself
Yeah.
is
I
also a
just think
meditation.
because people always think you have to lay on the bed and you have to cover your eyes and you got to do this
Yes.
and that and everything else. No, you can meditate. What, like Jenny said, walking. That's a great one.
Yes.
Right? If you got your headphones on, you pick that song. You were mindful of the track you're playing, or
Yes.
whatever the playlist. You're just in the moment. It's just
And
about
throw
being.
yourself off of your regular routine. right? It's great to have a routine. It's great to get up and do whatever it is that you do, but mix it up a little bit. Maybe don't walk in the same spot, right, or the same
Mhm.
direction. Maybe go the opposite way. If you do like a circuit, go backwards that day. Like
Yeah.
mix it up so then you actually are challenging yourself to be
Mhm.
mindful.
To be
You'd be like,
mindful.
right? Because if you go one way, you know where the potholes are, and you're going to
Yep.
walk without thinking. That's not
Yeah.
being mindful.
Nope.
That's pre-programmed,
Right.
right? So just mix it up a little bit.
That's great tip. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, I
So
will purposely do
Diana,
that.
what did Diana say here?
She says it's all about bringing your attention to the present moment through your senses. Yes. Thank you for
Yes.
confirming that, Diana.
Yeah. That's what it's just a part of us. It's like we can't,
Yeah.
it's just like it's a part of our body. It's who we are.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
just us. Just be. Just
Just
be.
be. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just be.
Yeah.
So that's my spiel.
Yeah.
Like I knew it wasn't going to be a long talk. Sometimes we could talk about things for hours, and I can really talk about this for hours. Actually, probably days in so many different aspects, and have many examples. But
Mm-hmm.
for the short videos that we're doing, just to give you a little bit of, um, I don't know, inspiration or challenge you.
Yeah. Think about it.
Just think about it.
Yeah. Just stop yourself, during the day and see if you're using it. It's a part of
Right.
it that we are able to use. So let's see how many times you use it in a day.
Right, you might be very surprised at how many times you were mindful about doing something,
Yeah.
saying something, going somewhere.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yep.
Yes. So there's your challenge, dreamers. I'd say get a mindfulness journal, but you know, I promote journals so much, and I think people want to pause me when I say get a journal.
I know. I feel like I say the same thing over and over and
Yeah.
over and over. It's like, when we talk about boundaries, like do it as soon as you brush your teeth and, make sure
Yes.
like da 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 da. So
Well, and
it's just
all that's in play too with mindfulness, right? You're brushing your teeth. You're being
it
mindful of
comes
brushing
right
your
back
teeth.
to it.
Mindful about I'm setting my boundaries while I'm brushing my teeth. I'm setting
Yeah.
my protection while before I get out of bed. All of those things. Hi, Amanda.
Oh, hi,
You
Amanda.
are doing it all. All of us are doing it all the time, and it's not just in those moments. That's what I want to remind people.
Yeah.
It's not about just when you're setting your boundaries and when you're like putting up your protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's all day long.
Yep.
All day long.
All day.
Yes. So
Very
tomorrow, all day long, mindful of what you're being mindful about.
That's awesome.
Yes. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to end right now or if you have anything else to chit chat about, but
Um, I have a couple openings at the tree on the 18th, I think.
yes.
I have a couple openings, so I am bringing the core shamanic practice in, like a practitioner in me.
Yes.
It's me.
Kim
I've
is
been
now
working,
a
yeah,
shamanic practitioner. Did I say that well?
yeah, core shamanic
Okay.
practitioner. Yep. So I work with new tools that help go and find loved ones and make sure, if you want to check up on loved ones, we can retrieve power animals. Everybody has power animals. It's just if you haven't been introduced to them yet, I can go in and I can find and bring it to you. We can do extractions, which is just intrusive energy that we remove, and soul retrieval, where we can go and find parts. And again, the memories, the hurt, the illness, the trauma, all that stuff. Pieces of our soul will leave because of that. So we can actually go and find it.
Yes,
Yes,
she does. Yes.
yeah, so I'm doing it all now. So
Mm-hmm.
extraction, soul retrieval, power animal, passing the power, psychopomp. Yeah, so I got it all.
She's got it
Um,
all going on,
I
and she
got it
has
all covered.
two appointments available now
Yeah,
for the 18th.
for
The
the
other
8th.
day is all booked up.
Yes. Yep.
So
Um,
we try to
so
post the days, but sometimes Just sometimes she gets busy before the day's even posted on Facebook.
Well, yeah, and that is the funny thing is because people, that live out there, because I do this in Windsor as well. So if anybody's interested, I have my own place as well, and you can come to my place. But when I go to the tree, it's like people know I'm coming and they book it
Yes.
before I even post it. So,
Yes. Yeah.
um, you know, but I do have the 18th. It's a Friday, but I do have some available.
Yes.
And I would love, I just want to share this so much because I have worked very hard and I'm proud of myself for what I've accomplished in this last, year and a bit. I guess it's been over a year now.
Oh, long
Going,
time.
yeah,
And even through that tough year.
yes. And oh
Yeah.
yes, I was still working. I wasn't letting it go because I knew that I had to have this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm offering it. And if you're interested, please message me. My number's on my page, on my Facebook page, When Spirits Talk. And you can call Jenni at
Yep.
the tree.
Yeah,
And
it's also on our website. You can book
yes,
right on the website now for
but
an
yeah,
appointment there.
when I just wanted to say, when you are wanting a shamanic session with me, we have to have a meeting before, like just to
Yes,
talk.
there's a
Yes,
consultation first, and
yes.
that's booked separately on the website. And then you will follow up booking the actual session. So you meet with Kim, or you have a video call with Kim, or
Mhm.
whatever, and she determines whatever her helping spirits tell her. And then you
Lori,
make an appointment.
I have 12. The earliest I have
Yeah,
on Friday is the 12th because 10 just
10.
booked actually like an hour ago, 10 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah,
I have a noon and I have a 2 o'clock on the 18th.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, congratulations, Diana says. So exciting.
Thanks. I am. I'm very excited because it's very powerful. And yeah, I've been excited for a year for this day. So now it's here.
It's the day is here, and mindfully.
Yeah. And I still do Reiki in the higher dimensional and that sort of thing. Good, Lori. I look forward to seeing you. Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah, just give either one of us a call or a message so we can get it into our system. So we
Yeah.
book that time for you in
Hmm.
that day. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and we are back on here tomorrow evening
Yep.
um, for an
Tomorrow
evening
what?
of card
Oh,
messages.
evening. I thought you said
Tomorrow,
morning. No,
tomorrow
no.
evening. Yes. Hi,
Yeah.
Ida. Yes.
Hi,
So
Miss
tomorrow evening you
Saturday.
can join. It's just Kim and I. So it will be a little bit different than what we've done before. I have never read cards with Kim. I've never pulled a card. I am usually the one just hosting it, but I'll be pulling cards and Kim will be pulling cards tomorrow.
Yeah. So everybody that comes on, just be patient with us because
7 p.m.
yeah, because Jenni's going to obviously try and keep everything organized, and usually
Yes.
that's what she does. But this time she's going to be doing both, so
Doing
everybody
both. Yeah.
just be patient with us. And yeah, it's been a
Yes.
while.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. So it's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Jenni.
Yes. 7
Yeah.
p.m.
Okay.
So if you didn't get a chance to watch the whole video, it is recorded. You
Hmm.
can watch it, like I said before, on Facebook and now on our YouTube channel. So there we are, dreamers.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Yes.
me, Jenni.
Thank you for joining me.
Are you
And I
getting sick
hope
of me yet?
not even a little bit. No.
You lie.
No,
Good
I
on
don't
you.
even lie. I'm
Good
not a
lie.
liar. So next week we'll be back again with Tuesdays with Jenni, a different topic to be determined. That's always guided. And tomorrow, evening of messages, and then Kim will be at the tree next week, I believe, already.
Mm, yep.
Yes, yes. So
Woohoo.
we will see you dreamers under the tree.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for joining.